Hi, it's Matt, and this is my morning monologue. When I was in seventh grade, I guess I was 12 years old, I played Little League Baseball for the local township, and I was up to bat one time, and I got hit in the head, like hit in the helmet with a pitch. And it was really hard. The pitcher who pitched it was, I remember his name and I remember him, and he was really fast and threw really hard. He had like great stuff, but for some reason he threw a wild pitch, and like I said, it nailed me in the side of the head, like right in the helmet, and I the sort of like the loud noise, and I saw a flash of light, and I was on the ground, and the next thing I know, the coach, and maybe my dad, but I think it was the coach who came up to me and said, come on, just spit on it, rub it up, go ahead, take your base. And I went to first base, and I was like completely dazed. And ever since after that, I was afraid to bat. And so I think my dad was in the stands, as I recall now. But anyway, I was afraid to bat. And after that, and I would go up and just like be so scared. Well, the following year, the next year, I was on a different team, and I remember being up there, being so scared. Like I could throw, I could catch. I was a catcher, but I was getting a signal from the third base coach to that this pitcher was wild. Just take the pitch, don't swing. Just take the pitch. But I couldn't, like my reflexes were just to sort of swing, and I kept tipping the ball. So I had like 2 strikes on me, and I kept tipping the ball, and the coach got so frustrated and angry with me. He came down, he called timeout, and he's like, I'm telling you to take the pitch. And I was like, oh, okay, I know. And I got back up there, and again, the kid threw it, and I just swung the bat, and I struck out. And I just can remember feeling like the disappointment of everyone around me. And anyway, so then in high school, I was playing baseball again, and I had this really good coach. His name was Mr. Flannery, and his son was on our team. His son was a pitcher, a really good pitcher, and I got up to bat. I think it was the last game of the season or thereabouts. I got up to bat, and for some reason, I felt more comfortable. I felt like I'm gonna hang in here. And I hit a ball so far and so high that the fielder, I guess it's like the left fielder, he just like, was it left or right? Anyway, so he just like was going back and running back, and it was just like all this open field, and he was running, and there's like these woods back there. He's running, and the ball, I'm just like watching this ball, and he had enough time to get under it, and he caught it, and I was out. But when I was leaving the field, Mr. Flannery, like high-fived me or something, and he said, wow, that was a great hit. And I thought, like, yeah, that was pretty wild, right? I was out, but I thought that was really wild. Years later, a few years ago or so, I was out for a jog. And I went home to visit my mom. So this is probably 10 years ago. I was out for a jog. And I figured I'll run by that baseball field. So I went out, I ran, and I got to that baseball field, and I looked, and I stopped, and they had put up a home run fence. And there wasn't a home run fence back in the day. And I looked at that home run fence, and I thought, like, oh, that ball I hit would have cleared that fence by a mile. right? It would have been a monster home run. And I thought to myself, wow, would that have been like a turning point in my life? Like if I hit that monster home run, would people be like, oh, he's a beast? You know what I mean? Would my life have taken a completely different path because of that monster home run? And then I thought, well, maybe if that fence was up there when I went up to bat, maybe something psychologically maybe I would have, I don't know. Maybe I would have struck out. Maybe if the circumstances were any different, maybe I wouldn't have gotten the bat on the ball. So I was thinking, like, probably the ideal situation might have been for me to get up to bat and then for me to hit the ball just like I did, right? And then the moment there was contact on the bat, for the fence to miraculously appear in the outfield. And then for the ball to go sailing over. But then I thought, like, oh, wait a minute. If that happened, maybe people wouldn't have been like, oh, that was a monster home run. Maybe people would have been like, where the heck did that fence come from? And they would have been like, you would have been out if that fence didn't miraculously appear. And what if it went up and what if there was like a kid standing there at the spot, or maybe he flew back and got injured, or maybe the fielders got trapped behind. Maybe they would have like claimed some sort of cheating. Maybe they would have like said, witch, or something like that. Oh man, I'm so glad there was no fence.